Shaman, Sweta, being in an arranged marriage wasn't part of your plan, right? But why did you feel you needed to agree to this arrangement?
Who's taking this one?
I think he will do first.
Okay, Shaman, why?
Actually, since our parent is quite close, and it's like, is there a belief, like if our parents like find a match for us, it would be like, yeah, we don't want to let them down, like saying no, but instead of like, we would like to try, go forward with that.
So you're saying basically you don't want to hurt your parents' feelings. So if they'd sort of set you up, you'd say yes to meet the person just to give face to your parents.
Yes, and it was actually the first time they asked us for a favor. For both of us, it's the first time. His parent said like, I have a girl, would you like to meet? And for me, it was the first time my dad actually approached me and said, there is a guy that would you like to know him and meet him? So it was the first time, and we were like, for me, I was like, okay, it's the first time. I don't really want to. They have done so much for me my whole life, you know. Like the first time they're asking me something that's serious, not like, would you want to go to McDonald's, like that? No,
Right.
but the first time is serious from both of them. So I said, okay, as a daughter, I should respect their decision and give it a try.
Yeah, but the moment your parents said, we have a favor to ask of you, did you go, wait a minute, something's going on here?
Yeah.
Because they never do that, right?
No, they never. And it was the first time, like my dad, usually it's my mom that comes over and talk to me like, hey, there's something wrong or something. But it's the first time my dad told me like, hey, can you come and sit down in the living room with us? I'm like,
were you afraid that
I
you'd
was
done
very
something wrong?
I was, while walking, I was thinking, did I do something wrong in school? Did my teacher call? Did I miss a class? Did I fail something? Yeah, I was very scared, and I really didn't know what they were going to ask me. So I was really scared, and I was thinking, oh no, what did I do wrong?
What about you, Shaman? I mean, when was it your mom or dad who asked you for this favor? Like, what was that situation like?
Well, actually, it was both. Yeah, and my brother also.
Oh my gosh, three! You got ganged up by three people. Okay. Wow, heavy.
Then I was also like, no, I'm too young for this. Maybe later I have plans, I have future.
How old were you guys at that time, by the way?
I'm 20, going to be 28 this year.
No,
Okay.
Oh, when
yes, I
it
was
okay, I was 25 years old.
I was 23.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
25 is okay, I suppose, right? Not too young, not too old. But you thought it was too young.
For me, yeah, because like I wanted to settle down first, then get married. It's something like quite okay being like this in Mauritius.
Right.
I'm from Mauritius.
Right.
Got it. Okay, so you guys are told you're going to meet for the first time. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to tell us what that sort of initial meeting was like?
Okay, for me, I was very scared. I was like very worried that my parents also told me to go through this, have to meet this girl, you have to do your future with her. Wow. It was difficult, but okay, I give it a try. I say maybe there is someone nice out there, like I can be with her. So yeah.
For me, I was just wondering how he walk, how he talk, how he sits, how he eat.
Okay, so these are the things you were curious about. Okay,
Yes.
so let me jump ahead for a bit and just ask you, Sweta, you tried to get out of being arranged by telling your mom that, you wanted to study.
Really?
Take us through that conversation that, before you agreed. Like, what was going on there?
I have been single for like 3 years, and my mom, she's like, once you hit over 21 for a girl, like my mom was just getting worried every day. She's like, you need to find a boyfriend. You need to get married. I don't want you to be single for the rest of your life. I'm like, no, I'm not going to be single for the rest of my life. It's just that I'm studying. So then she would like stop asking me because I was studying. So I was in year 3 of my poly, which was the last year, and I knew the question was going to come. And again, she was like, towards the end, she's like, so when are you planning to get married? Should I find a boyfriend for you? I'm like, no, I'm perfectly good. I'll like, when the time is right, a guy will come into my life and I'll be like, wow, okay, this is it.
You want the swept off your feet moment,
Yes,
is it?
yes.
Right.
So I was actually at that point of time in my life, I was just waiting. I was not there out looking for guys. I was just waiting for a guy to come. So that's why I was not in a hurry or anything. But my mom was in hurry.
Right, as mothers apparently often are. Like normally kids rebel and leave school and go off and elope with the person that they fall truly madly deeply in love with, and you on the other hand are there using your studying as a way to stay safe and
Like,
away
Yes.
from marriage, right?
No!
Yes. So
Did you consider doing a master's or PhD just to keep by yourself
yes,
some time?
yes. So like for me, I noticed that my mom didn't ask me any question when I was studying. So I said I even had conversation with my friends. I asked them, so like what is the next step for me to go to university so that my mom doesn't ask me to get married. So my friends was also like helping me, you have this course that is like 4 years and this and that's 3 years, and I'm like, okay, for my friends, they are thinking about their education, but for me, I'm like, okay, 4 years, I don't have to be asked to get married. Okay.
I love that. I love that.
Breathing
Okay.
room, yeah.
So just give us a glimpse into what made you say yes to this. Okay, so you don't want to get married, you want to do your parents a favor here. What was the thing that made you say, okay, yes, fine, I'll agree to explore this?
I think the first time when we said yes, like both of us, we said yes. I mean, he was in Mauritius and I was in Singapore, so it's only like texting, and the hours different is 4 hours, and we didn't really get to talk. He was going to work and I was going to school, so it's just good morning and good night kind of message. There was nothing like, hey, how was your day? What are you eating? Like sending a cup of coffee or something like this. No, we were not like that
Yeah.
at all.
We were not that much close yet.
Okay, so wait, hang on. Just so I understand here, right? So mom and dad on both sides say, hey, we've got this girl, boy, we want you to meet. We think they may be the right person for you. And then what, they just give you each other's numbers and go, there you go, kids, just start messaging? Like, how did it
No,
even get to that stage?
It started with the social media like Facebook. She
Yes.
sent me a message. Then after that, and okay, she sent me a message and said, hi, I'm Sweta, the girl like our parents like spoke about.
I think our parents, they were quite flexible. Like they gave us the freedom to actually know each other on our own. So
Okay.
his parents was not like, okay, I'm going to talk to the girl on your behalf, or my parents was like, no, I'm going to talk to him first. No, our parents both just like said, okay, our job is to make you guys meet, that's all, the rest is up to you. So this
Okay.
was really the important part that kept our relationship sparkling at the first place.
Okay, I suppose really good with your parents too. So your parents give you the choice and you kind of do them a favor and you start stalking each other, obviously on social media. Yes?
No, we were not like that.
You didn't investigate and look through past photographs, checking for other
No.
girls or boys or pictures?
No,
Really?
really. Even if I think back, I'm like, oh my god, why didn't we do this? And he saw only 1 or 2 pictures of mine, and that's all. And I just saw his profile picture. I'm like, okay.
I don't know if you guys are like hopeful or lazy.
We just didn't want. We're not like, we didn't think it
Prepared,
was.
yeah.
Yeah, we both was not prepared. So it was just
Okay.
like, oh, he's just someone passing by.
Right. Okay. Sorry. What, you weren't invested in it. That's why you didn't care. Okay. So let's get to the juicy stuff. your parents, Sweta, went on a date with Shaman before you did. Now tell us that story.
Wow.
Because I am in Singapore and they will travel back and forth to Mauritius. So they were like, they went.
They
for-
went to my, yeah, they come to my place and like we had a talk, and after that, they invite me for a dinner. Like we would.
They first had a talk with his family, like to
Mm.
go meet him for the
Right.
first time. And then my mom, she's like, "Psst, psst, hey, so can we go on a personal date? Just us, like not the big family." And then to my surprise, he agreed. Yeah.
Yeah,
The boy knew that he was in for trouble if he said no. You cannot show your mother-in-law fear. Right?
Yeah, I think he just said yes so that just not to get any in trouble.
Okay. All right, so Shaman, how many of your family members were there to greet Sweta's parents when they dropped by your house to visit you? And there's this little nice uncle and auntie pootling along, coming to visit your family, and suddenly they come in. And did you have like 100 relatives there?
no, it was around 10 to 12%. Like only my family is there, so it includes my dad, mom, brothers, and sister-in-laws. So yeah.
Okay, wow. And
Actually,
then
my mom was on the way to meet another guy because we were not talking that seriously.
so she
Yeah.
was shopping for you at the
Exactly.
same time.
Exactly.
Yes. And then it was at 10 p.m. that in Mauritius, my mom called his mom and said, "Hey, you know the kids, it has been 6 months and the kids has not been talking that much. So I'm on my way tomorrow, like to see another guy." And I was not aware of this at all.
Right.
And then his mom was like, "No, where are you going? Come here now." And at 10 p.m. at night, my mom had to go over to his place just to like clear everything.
It sounded to me like your parents were cheating on your behalf.
They had that talk at the back.
Yes. And we were just there like, okay, what comes, what goes.
You know, I have this image of, have you guys seen the Pink Panther movie? You know, it's like sort of just trying
Sneaking
to
around.
sneaking around
Yeah.
and planning
Yeah.
different things. And anyway, okay, so going back to the story, so you know, Sweta's mom says, "Would you like to come for dinner?" You're scared, you say yes. Where did you go for dinner? And tell me what that dinner was like.
Okay, we went to a restaurant near, I like 25 minutes far from my house. Then like they were already there, and I came around 10 minutes later.
Oh, you silly boy, 10 minutes late. Carry on, sorry, carry on.
It's not my fault. It was a traffic.
Right.
You sound like
okay.
a Malaysian. Well done.
Okay, anyway, yeah.
Okay. And then like the first thing, like they asked me, "How are you? How is it going?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm totally fine." But I didn't look very fine. You know.
Right. Were you nervous? Did they have papers in front of you for you to sign or something, or what?
No. I was kind of nervous. Yeah. But okay, after that we had a nice talk. Like, okay, they told me about Sweta also, how is she, like how responsible is she, like what she does, everything like I must know that I haven't known like in the past 6 months. Then okay, we talk some like to just to make me feel very at ease at that moment.
Mhm.
Yeah, they were very nice, welcoming.
Were you able to eat at all, or were you too nervous?
Ah,
And who paid for the meal?
and then they invited me.
Oh, right, of course. Yeah, you wouldn't want to mess with the bride's dad.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Sweta, you were engaged before you even met Shaman, right?
No, I was like our engagement is on Sunday.
Uh-huh.
I took a flight to Mauritius and I reached on like Monday. So I have only 1 week to know him.
Okay, so you didn't arrive late. You were there a week earlier.
Yes, yes.
Right. Okay. So you had a week to get to know this guy that you were going to be engaged to.
Yes,
Yes.
only 1 week.
So tell us about that first meeting and then the rest of the week.
I was I was traveling alone. My parents already came to Mauritius earlier, 1 week earlier. I took a flight, a 14 hours flight, transit flight by myself. And the only thing, and like when you're alone, you're not doing anything. It gets very messy.
Get stuck in your head, right?
Yeah, I was like, oh no, what am I doing? Like, this is not right. Did I even sign up for this? Like no, this is not true. You know, sometimes you're thinking, oh no, I'm really going to get engaged. Like when I get down this plane, it's like there's no turning back. It's only like Sunday I'm going to, I like him or not, but the venue is already booked. People are already invited.
Wow.
So it's like, if I like it or not, I have to go there on
This is the
Sunday.
last Sunday of the rest of your life.
Yes. I was
Wow.
like, oh my God. And first of all, I was having fever and I was having running nose and everything. And I was freaking out in the flight.
Oh no. So you were
Yes.
feeling physically miserable and then you were miserable in your head as well.
And
Oh
like,
dear.
I was like drinking all cold stuff in the airline because I was just freaking out. I didn't know. I was like, okay, sickness, fever is the least worry right now. And I was just eating ice cream in the aeroplane. I was like, oh no, I'm freaking out. And then the only thing I was praying, I hope that my parents are at the airport and not late because he was coming as well. So
Wow.
when I walk out of the airport, I just want to see my parents so that I'll be comfortable. But when I walk out, he was the only one there. And my
Oh,
parents was late. I'm like, no, this is not the.
Did you recognize him from his picture or like was he the one that recognized you?
I was the one who recognized
I
her.
thought so. Yeah. So you're like waving at her and she's
Yeah.
like walking around like ice puffy from like crying and too much ice cream and
Yes. And then he waved at me. I'm like, oh, hi. The only thing we did was like, hi. And we just turn around and look at the road to wait for my parents.
oh, that was
excuse me, I'm so excited. I'm sneezing here.
so your, in a way, your first proper meeting was you
Okay.
being sick and
Yes.
hi. That's it.
And he was sick as well.
I
Oh
was
wow.
too.
Yes. And I don't know how, like, I don't know, like
It
this.
was meant to be.
Sympathy. That probably means that if you ever get pregnant, he'll probably get a fat belly too. In sympathy.
Yes, it's true.
Okay, keeping back on track with the story. Okay, so the hi, awkward. Do your parents actually turn up?
After
Five
5
minutes.
minutes, yeah. And we did not talk at all at the airport. We just stood there and look at the road and wait for my parents.
I'm laughing, but I have so much compassion for the two of you just standing going la 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 la. Oh, look at the time. Okay, so then tell me about the week that you guys had together, getting to know each other.
Okay. On the same day, like we drove halfway because I had to go to work on that day. So on the day, like we had a chat, like, okay, I wanted, like, since she is already with me in the car alone, I wanted to make her feel very at ease and comfortable with me. I was talking to her completely differently, like I was singing, I was putting nice song for her. Yeah, just for now, just to make her feel comfortable and easy.
Oh, that's a lovely thing to
That
do.
was really like the point where it
It
just
turned everything.
yes, it turned upside down. Like my worries was gone, everything was gone. Because like the worry is like, how are we going to be when we are alone together, you know? And my dad told us like, okay, since we are at the airport and he has to go to work after this, my dad said, you guys can just have a drive by yourself halfway, and then my dad would just follow in the car behind, and then halfway we would just switch. I'll get off and he can go to work. So that moment, that half moment, it was very, very crucial. Like it was like my decision to like him now or never.
And Team Shaman won lah.
Yes.
I have to say your dad also sneaky, all this sort of like halfway drive lah, halfway
I know.
SWAT
Yeah,
in the car. It's very clandestine.
Planting seeds of love all over the place.
Yes.
So
They were really nice. Like they did not force us. They said like, you have it at your own time, own goal. So that's why we were so comfortable with everything as well.
I think they gave you the illusion of time when really you had a countdown clock to Sunday to get engaged, right? Yeah, they just gave you a false sense.
You have all the time in the world to get to know each other. Okay, T-1 week, go. Right.
Exactly. Okay, so let's jump to after the marriage, right? So in essence, you had an arranged marriage, right? Yes. Tell us, how challenging was it for both of you to learn to be with each other?
Like first, it's completely different, like two person coming to one relationship. I didn't get that much time to know her, to know what's her taste, what she likes, what she does, some stuff like that, because two person coming into one, like we have to align our thought. And if we don't do that, this can turn into many disputes, like small issues, small fights. But yes, that was the first challenge that we faced. We had to align ourselves.
How did you get so wise aligning all this? What 25-year-old goes, we have to align ourselves, we're going to move in together? Like, who taught you this?
No, but you know, since we already committed, for us is not like a turning back. That's like does not exist for us. If we go from now until the end.
Yeah, so I think of not having like, we cannot undo this and we cannot turn back. That was the point that really made
us like to understand ourselves more and more every day, like getting ourselves a better person every day by day, like this.
Because for us, there's no breakup, you know, so we have to work with each other. There's no like, okay, I'm going to break up with you and I'm going to find another guy. No.
Does that mean that neither of you believe in divorce?
Yes.
No, we don't believe in that.
Okay, no, fair enough. I have no judgment.
Yeah,
you know, no judgment at all.
Yeah.
Okay. So what was the most challenging thing then for both of you in, you know, immediately after marriage? What was the hardest thing for either of you when you kind of moved in together?
I think it's either I have to adjust to Mauritius lifestyle or he has to adjust to Singapore lifestyle. And he actually chose to come to Singapore. So it was really hard for us. Like in Mauritius, people upbringing is different, and in Singapore it's different. So that was what was difficult for us. Like most of the argument, the fight was like,
we don't do this there. It's
right.
Yes.
Well, in Mauritius, you know.
Yeah, like a culture thing.
Yeah. So
tell us the culture.
Singapore, we are like this.
So tell us a culture clash. Give us an example. Like what would happen in Singapore that wouldn't happen in Mauritius, or the other way around?
Okay. First, like when we both get married, the girls come to our house, but here is different. I came to Singapore, right?
Right.
So that was the first.
That was the first challenge. Like everything is not going to be like same. And
for you, Shaman, right? Because it's actually, you know, Sweta's normal life, right?
Yeah, I have in mind, I need to adjust in Singapore lifestyle.
And in Mauritius, usually like before they get married, they build their house first, like their own landed property. They build it first, everything, then they get married. But like sometime in Singapore, we just get married like this. And like for now, I'm still staying with my parents. So because our arranged marriage was very fast, we didn't get to like apply for houses in Singapore. So for him, he was like, no, I should have got my house first. And I'm like,
Right.
but in Singapore, it's not that easy,
There's
Yeah.
not enough land there, mate. You
Yeah.
know, not everyone can have a landed house there, right?
Yeah.
But did you have to adjust to living with someone? Was that a challenge? Like his dirty socks everywhere and stuff like that? Was it like that?
No, it's like we have like
It's like one day you were single and the next day you're married.
married.
It's like the next day you have someone in the bed beside you.
It's like, hey, roomie. Was it like that?
So
that must have
that
been awkward.
yes, it was. I think what really stand out was like we did not take it so seriously, like, oh my god, you're my husband, like we have to live as husband and wife. No, we did it like friends, like friendship, and we started as friends first, that's how.
That's very
Who are in the
sensible, I
same bed
think.
as each other.
Yes, right? Okay. So how long did it take you both to gain each other's trust and love? From when you got married?
Okay, from when we got married was actually after our honeymoon. Like we went on the trip alone by ourselves. Like we were completely alone. Like we had to do everything by ourselves. Then sharing, like taking her opinion, giving my advice came into play, and this made a very, very big part in our relationship. Yeah.
Because we always had like parents telling us like, oh, this, but when we went abroad by ourselves, that's when we like depend on each other only.
Right.
So that's when we grew and then we understand each other. Yeah.
It's like you're a married couple.
Exactly.
So tell me, did you have your first kiss in Mauritius or when you went to Hollywood? On your honeymoon, sorry.
In Singapore. We had it in Singapore.
So okay, so wait, you got married, you went on your honeymoon, and then you came to Singapore.
No, we got married in Mauritius, then we came to Singapore.
Right.
Then after that we went for our honeymoon.
So where did the kiss happen?
In Singapore.
And how comfortable or awkward was that sort of first kiss? Because you've gotten married, most people are kissing actually in the wedding itself, right? So you got married, you came back to Singapore, and then you had your first kiss. Like, was that difficult? Was that challenging?
Awkward?
Was that easy?
Awkward.
As a first kiss should be, right?
Was it awkward?
It was okay since she's my wife already.
And that is the correct answer. Okay. So let me ask you, both your parents were in arranged marriages. Tell us about their marriage and how different it was from yours.
I think for them, their parents would have been more strict with them compared to us. For us, like my dad told me, if you don't like him, it's okay, we can say no. But I think for him, for my parents, that during that time, it was not like that. And I think they did not have like WhatsApp or Facebook to know each other more. So they
definitely didn't. Let me tell you. I can speak from being probably the same age.
So for us, I think even though we had WhatsApp and Facebook, we didn't use it that much, but it was also like a plus point.
Plus point.
So you didn't feel like you were trapped, basically?
Not trapped, but like it's a commitment, you say.
But looking at your parents and how it used to be, did you go, wow, if our relationship was like that back then, I don't think we would have such a good relationship now? Do you think that?
Maybe, because in this modern era it's quite different, right? At that time they didn't have like social media. they had to travel to go there, meet, spend some time, come back again. But now it's completely different.
Yes.
Even being in Mauritius and she being in Singapore, we could have been much closer, but we didn't use that much of Facebook or WhatsApp just to communicate. We let like I was like, okay, I give time and let time does it work.
Did you ever speak to your parents about what it was like for them when they first got engaged or first married, just to ask for their advice? I mean, Sweta, did you talk to your mom and say, hey, mom, it's so awkward and weird. What was it like for you?
I did. I think since young, my mom has already like told my siblings that they were like arranged marriage, and they will always like, since young I will always hear their story, like how they got married, how they met for the first time with relatives, like, oh, this is my daughter and this is my son, we would like to make you guys meet and everything. So for me it was like a wow story, and to see how my parents are now, I think like, wow, like this arranged marriage really works. So I really did not have any negative opinion about it. And to see how loving my parents are up to date. So
Oh,
it was really nice for me. I always tell my mom, I want a relationship, I want a husband like you and Papa have.
right.
So that was always my something I would look forward to.
Shaman, is that a lot to live up to?
Uh, no,
He
it's
catch up.
I managed to adapt to catch up.
Okay, good. We love this phrase, arranged, not forced. It wasn't imposed, but asked of you. Why is this important when it comes to removing the stigma behind arranged marriages?
Some people would think like it's a force and
Forced
they have
thing
no way out.
out.
Mhm.
But actually it was kind of arranged, but also we had our freedom to express ourselves, to to give a try, and if that doesn't work, it really doesn't work.
We actually need, if it was just two of us, I would have really tell you that we wouldn't be married right now. But there was a second push by our parents,
Mhm.
where we stopped talking to each other and everything when our parents let us be. But there was a second push from our parents, and they talk again, like our parents met up and talk again and said, these two kids, they actually need a second push and to get to know each other like better. So I think having like a arranged marriage, especially by your parents, they know you better.
And they know into which family they are going to send you, like some stuff like that.
So your parents, they won't misguide you. So for us, we totally like trust our parents 100%. There was no like, no, you don't know me, you don't know how I am, but no, our parents like saw, like his parents know my family and my family know his family, so they were really open about it.
And how long have you guys been married now?
Going to be 2 years in June.
All right. Now, Sweta, you mentioned that, like, if it hadn't been for your parents' intervention, right, you guys wouldn't be together. Can you imagine your life without each other? How different would it be?
It's something I tell her like every
Yeah.
time, every moment. Life would have been very different if it wasn't about you being together with me. And she like feels very honored, and also I'm very happy to have her as my wife in my life.
It's
Yeah.
like we didn't get the dating period in our life. So every day now, even up to now, we still like, oh my god, thank you, you're in my life, you really changed my life and you really made me a better person.
So you're dating now.
Yes.
Yeah. We go,
Awesome.
we
Well-
go dinner dates now.
Who says you can't do it the way you want to do it? So do you have any last parting advice or a message for anyone who is against arranged marriages or feels that it's too old-fashioned? What would you say?
Okay. I think, yeah, in now it's not that kind of fashion, like everyone is into love marriage, but having arranged marriage is not that bad, since it comes on both like girl and boy side. I think our parents knows much better than us because they have like 20-25 years of experience in this kind of life. That's why arranged marriage, I think, like it can be a guide to us from our parents, leading into a nice and good future. I don't think any parents like would think to put her children into a bad, like not bad, but in
Yeah, a bad
uncertain,
situation.
yeah, in a bad situation, uncertain situation, but they would prefer to make them happy, send them like a good place. So.
For me, I think for those people that are put in arranged marriage, it's like they just give it a try. It can be good, but it can also be very bad. But it's a 50-50 both way. Even if you get married or love someone, it can be good or can be bad. So it works both way.
Mhm.
For arranged marriage, don't be afraid by the name.
You can turn an arranged marriage into a love marriage. So what we did.
Yeah, like how we did. So you should give it a try and not be afraid. Don't think it like it's a gun to your head. No. Take it easy. If you take it easy from yourself, you will actually enjoy the ride. You know, it's a new experience. You get to know someone for the first time, and actually that person is also at that point that arranged marriage is because both of you want to get married.
Mm.
So it's already like one strike off the list, like both of you already are in there to get married. So that's a plus point. So you are already one step ahead, you know. So that's really nice, and both of you will have to work for it.
Work for it. Yes.
Yes.
So last thing, I suppose, if in the future, if you decide that you want to have children, would you organize arranged marriages for them?
This question.
You don't have to answer that. You already have. All right. Thanks so much.
No,
for
no,
talking to us.
no. It would be like same, like
If we know someone, like if we know a guy or a girl in family, of course we will let them know, like,
No, like-
hey, there's a nice girl.
Okay, you guys can stop faking it. Because we know that already you're not sure whether you do that. But that's okay. You're happy in your marriage, that's fine. You're not sure if you want to push that onto your kids, also cool.
It's
Thank you for
also
talking to
fine.
us and being so awesome.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
Thank you very much.